second annual award for 2014 is for the Business of the Year. The criteria for this award are a Chamber of Commerce member, community-minded, a good corporate citizen, is supportive of employees, has a well-groomed place of business, supports the growth, creativity, and/or innovation, and has excellent customer service. Please welcome Pat Ruff to make the award presentation.
An engineer, a fitness instructor, and the owners of a contracting company decide to open a bagel place. No, it's not a start of a joke that I'm sure we will all laugh at. It's the story of a couple of 40-something-year-olds taking a leap of faith and following a dream here in Easthampton. I'm honored tonight to present to you this year's Business of the Year Award to the Tandem Bagel Company. I was told the Zwackis and the Greenwoods have been friends for more than 20 years. In the late 90s, the Zwackis spent a few years living in Washington State and fell in love with the bagel shop. When they came back to New England, they shared the dream with the Greenwoods, and they all hoped and thought that someday it would happen. Time went on, and after hearing about the old railroad depot building becoming available, and after several meetings, which I'm told include wine and beers, the Tandem Bagel shop was set in motion. With the contracting skills of the Greenwoods, and after what I'm sure felt like a forever Let's do it so good. With the contracting skills of the Greenwoods, and after what I'm sure felt like forever, they transformed a 100-plus-year-old building into a thriving business it is today. They started in the spring of 2013 in hopes that things would start out slow and that it would give them a chance to kind of get adjusted. It turns out starting out slow was not in their cards. The business was a huge success, and soon everyone was heading to Tandem Bagel for one of the best bagels in the valley. Things have never slowed down, and they are now a well-oiled machine that produces over 30 different flavors of bagels. Can anybody name like 5 of them? I can name probably. If Dave Motter was here, we'd have this all set. A little over a year after successfully opening in Easthampton, they took another leap of faith and opened a second location in Northampton. People always say location is everything, right? There's some realtors in here that would say that, I'm sure. Here in Easthampton, they were less than a few hundred yards from the public safety complex. And in Northampton, they're literally feet from the fire station. I have yet to go to Tandem Bagel where there wasn't at least 1 or 6 fire or police officers in line to get a bagel. Very well played. Excellent business strategy there, is what I gotta say. They employ over 25 people between 2 locations, and for many it's either a first job, and for some it's a great new opportunity to work in the community that they live in. A good corporate citizen. Here's a short list of groups that Tandem Bagel donates food, time, or services to. The Congregational Church, the Easthampton Community Center, the Survival Center, the Rail Trail Committee, the Easthampton Little League, the Easthampton Youth Soccer Association, the Girl Scouts, the Easthampton Students Against Destructive Decisions, the Emily Williston Library, the Easthampton Spirit Committee, and the list just kind of goes on and on and on. I've heard several different stories as I was preparing this, several different stories about their generosity. There's one I want to tell you about tonight. If you remember back in 2013, we had several days of brush fires on Mount Time. The fire chief relayed a story to me that said several of those days, they were all tired and fighting the fires and then resting at the shop, or at the station, sorry, the shop. And the folks from Tandem Bagel delivered to them bagels, sandwiches, and coffee for everyone that was there. They felt it was the right thing to do. That's a good corporate citizen and a community-minded business, if you ask me. I finally remember being at the Riverside auction in 2012 when Shannon approached me and was excited to tell me about their bagel business they were opening in Easthampton. Shannon, Brian, Chris, and Andrea all having big smiles and enthusiasm about the future. I still see those smiles every day, 3 years later, when I go into the shop each morning for my coffee and bagel. Without further ado, I'd like to present to Brian, Shannon, Andrea, and Chris the Greater Easthampton Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award to Tandem Bagel. I also have here from Donald Humison. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts State Senate offers its sincerest congratulations to Tandem Bagel in recognition of being named the 2000 Business of the Year Greater Easthampton.
We can say as little as much as we wanted to. We don't want to say a lot. We just want to thank everybody. We feel honored to be part of the committee, part of the nomination committee and everything else. And we really appreciate the support the city has given us and all the chamber events and the chamber people have given us over the last couple of years that we started. We're still learning a lot and we still have a lot to go. And again, we appreciate everything, all the support that the people in the town and all the businesses in the area have given us. It's been great. It's been a good learning curve for us, and we continue to want to grow more. So we look to see each and every one of you more and more every year as we go on further. So I think Shannon wanted to add something.
And I'd just like to say, as a lifelong resident of Easthampton, I'm thrilled with the changes I've seen in the past several decades, and that really, I feel like we owe our success to all of you in this room who have worked so hard to make Easthampton and Southampton, surrounding communities, what it is today. That really, before we opened, we were a destination. And we have you to thank for that. The fireworks, the lights, the community support that we get and benefit from really have to do a lot with work that many of you in the room have been doing for the past 20 years, and that we recognize that, and that folks are willing to make the drive to Easthampton to come to us because people have really put some time and effort into making our community a wonderful spot to visit. And I'm very proud to be a part of all of this. Thank you all.